1 in a million chances. Driver of taxi hit by plane survived. In case you're unfamiliar with the news, a TransAsia Airways plane crashed into the river in the city of Taipei this week. Shocking dashcam video shows the plane as it careens past a highway bridge, the edge of one wing clipping a taxi seconds before the plane crashes into the river. The driver of the taxi, Mr. Zhou Zidong, age 52, said that he didn't even see the plane. He said all he felt was a sudden forceful impact, and he yanked on the steering wheel to keep his car from losing control and going over the side of the bridge. After the car came to a stop, Mr. Zhou said he passed out briefly, waking up to discover he was completely covered in glass. Mr. Zhou's passenger at the time was a 26-year-old woman who sustained no injuries other than the shock of her life. After being rushed to hospital, Mr. Zhou was informed he'd been hit by a plane. Shards of glass also flew into Mr. Zhou's right eye, and doctors say he may need a minor surgery to remove the glass, but it shouldn't affect Mr. Zhou's vision. The front of Mr. Zhou's poor taxi was nearly sheared in half by the impact of the edge of the wing. A few more inches, and it would have been Mr. Zhou. What are the chances of being hit by a plane while driving down the highway and surviving the accident?
Incredibly, both the driver, a 52-year-old man named Mr. Zhou, and his female passenger walked out alive. Mr. Zhou suffered some minor injuries, but he was able to telephone his base, and the transcript of that conversation makes some pretty interesting reading. "I've been hit by a plane," he says, "and I need some help." The operator asks him, "Is it a model plane?" "No," Mr. Zhou replies, "it's a real one."